I want to talk a bit about why I train calisthenics today rather than any other lesson that I could tell you about, like repetition or consistency and how it beats talent. I want to talk about why calisthenics is something worthwhile training, because there's a lot of memes about calisthenics. My favorite one is that one that goes, calisthenics athletes when they hold their body in the same position for zero point 0.3 of a second. And it's funny, but it also is true. Like, why do people that train calisthenics find it so satisfying to hold a slightly better position than they did before? The reason why is imagination, I think. Because if you're continuing to make progress and your progress is steady, you have no idea how far you can take it until that progress stops. And as long as you maintain consistent, then there is no reason why it will stop. As long as you have a way to break through the plateaus, then you could just keep pushing that one position or that one dynamic movement to make it slightly smoother, slightly more aesthetic. There's just some sort of beauty in that. I don't know why it's so meaningful, but I guess it's the resistance of the forces around you and kind of counteracting those resistances, getting stronger in certain positions. It's kind of poetic. It's like when art imitates life in a way, right? You could be stuck in a position in your life which you feel stuck, like there's no way out, and calisthenics kind of mimics the feeling of escaping that position in a way. Like, for example, if you're poor or you grew up in a poor family and you have no real freedom, it's meaningful to break out of that. And in a way, I keep saying in a way, but in a way, being incapable of something because you lack strength or you lack specificity or repetition is the same thing. You're unlocking something new that you couldn't do before. So you're kind of proving to yourself that you're capable of that change. I don't know, that just seems really meaningful to me, really powerful. And it might not be for you, but if you're watching this video, it probably is. And yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. I've hit quite a few PRs recently. At the start of this video, I've probably the cleanest advanced tuck front lever I've done, followed by the cleanest banded advanced tuck that I've done. That's like my furthest my legs have ever been out. And I held it for like 7 seconds, the banded one. And then this handstand coming now was, I don't know, just a great feeling. Just levitating in the air for about 5 seconds under control before losing it. But that is, that's just a feeling, man. That little celebration. It just keeps you going. And even here, like, my freestandings today weren't great. Like, I think partly because I'm doing it above concrete, which I don't normally do. I normally do it in the gym, where there's like a nice foamy surface. So if I fell, I know I've got that kind of comfort in knowing that I won't hurt myself too badly. But there is so many different ways you can progress calisthenics, and it's, for example, you could do a handstand just, you know, on the floor on your hands like this, and then you could do it with tall parallettes that are like 1/2 meter in the air. That is just another progression. Even though it's not harder technically, it's more aesthetic, it's more meaningful. You're challenging your body and your mind even more. That is why it's not just about weights and numbers going up on a weight. It's about kind of conquering your fear and believe like what you believe was possible with your body. Whereas, and how it looks to the outside world, watching it back, watching yourself in that position, kind of like, oh shit, that's me realization. That is just a wonderful feeling when you like achieve a new skill. For me, like handstands is something I've been working towards for quite a bit now. I had a period where I was training them a lot this time last year, but I ended up stopping training for some little injuries and little other things going on in life. I stopped training them, but this past about 7 or 8 weeks I've got trained them consistently again. I've gone from being terrified of doing freestanding anywhere to getting like 5-second holds occasionally, and yeah, it's just an empowering feeling, man. I don't see why you'd want to train any other way. If you do, great for you, but yeah, very empowering way to train, just moving your own body through space, through time. This is one of my favorite handstand progressions that I've recently been doing more. So it's kind of like shoulder leans. So as you can see, I'm trying to get my head over my shoulders. I'm trying to increase that angle between my shoulder and my torso, decrease the angle, sorry, as much as I can. It's very demanding, but I'm getting a lot better at it. It takes less out of me now. But yeah, the progression is a great feeling. And even like the 1% better speed of movement, or the 10% less, like 10% lower in difficulty, the same movement, but it just feels easier. That's just so empowering, because you know that you can mess around with it in so many ways. Once it becomes easier, you can be more creative with it. You feel more comfortable. What you once struggled to hold for a second is now comfortable for 10 seconds. Like, that is just an incredible feeling. But yeah, that kind of sums up this rant. Thought this was going to be a structured little voiceover, but it turns out it's not. So yeah, peace out. Cheers.